Hey guys, I'm Savina. Welcome back to the Witching Hour. Today, not only do I have a fun, really easy, quick Halloween look for you, I am gonna get into another paranormal story with you guys. But before getting into it, do not forget to subscribe, hit that notification button, and if you do, thank you. First off, this mask, I absolutely love it. I got it as a steal at a Halloween shop when I was in Niagara, New York, and it was like $3. How can you go wrong? It's so pretty. I probably will do a second look with this one, but this is the first thing that came to mind. So let me know what you think. I kind of really love it. I am not going to keep on the mask the entire video, but yeah, let me know. I think it's really fun. I went kind of glittery on the eyes, kind of a black gold lip. I want to show you the whole look. So the mask obviously on is really cool. You could wear maybe like a really pretty dress or something. You can make it even creepier. So my whole look, minus the mask, and let me just get it for you guys. So and what do you think? So if you haven't seen, my overall theme for everything is literally just things I have lying around. I did buy the mask, but like I said, it was like $3. I bought fake blood, but that was again like $3. And my makeup and everything else I have on hand. So when you don't know what to do, I really think it's fun. I like doing costumes or things you can kind of pull together. And this is the mask itself. Like I said, it's really pretty. That's not gonna get old. Anyway, comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. Do you dig it? I do. I really, really do. I think it's kind of creepy, spooky, but pretty at the same time. Maybe a weirdo. Let me know. Anyways, on to today's paranormal video. So, the last time I think I picked up or we was talking about like experiences, I kind of want to talk about my experiences that started happening in New York. So, my story started off when I was small in Florida. Paranormal, like my beginning, I will link that video above. But like I said, and I keep saying it, it's still part of my life. I still have experiences a lot. And yeah, when I moved up here, it was no different. My old house, not where I am right now. I lived there for about 10 years. And there was a lot of activity there. So I was living there with my family. All of us were still living together, actually. Like, my sister wasn't married yet. We was all under one roof. And the first things that started happening was everyone kind of realized how angry we all were all the time, or it just seems like the smallest things when it came to mood swings, that was very real, or the smallest agitations always got bigger. And I don't think anybody really thought anything of it. But then it kind of progressed, like that got worse. And besides the anger and the mood swings, because that was big on everybody, and when I mean everybody, like everybody was constantly butting heads, way more arguments than usual. It wasn't normal. We started noticing small things. So I don't know if you've seen my haunted objects video, we'll link that one above. I have this ring and it used to move around on me all the time. Sometimes it still does. But the same kind of thing was happening to everyday objects in my house. So the weirdest thing, from the TV remote to makeup brushes to anything that we were looking for, it would go missing and then pop up in the weirdest places it's not supposed to be. Then things just kept progressing. Okay, so we started hearing the strangest noises, knocks, things that don't make sense. Now, mind you, the house we were living in, it was over 100 years old. It was about 100 years old. Okay, but these noises weren't normal. And we would be sitting down, or I'd be sitting down in my room, and then next thing you know, I would hear like knocks on the wall. And no explanation for where it came from. I also started having really bad nightmares at this place, like really bad. I would wake up like cold sweat, like I was kicking and fighting something off. And again, it just kept getting worse. It was horrible. I barely got any sleep at that point. I think at this point in the house is when I really became like, or I had like insomnia, because I would not be able to sleep no matter how much I tried. Nightmares would start off, doesn't go away. It got to the point where I just didn't want to sleep, and my behavior and sleeping pattern got horrible. At this point too, there was also a big point of time in this house where I started to really isolate myself from everybody. So I would like stay locked up in my room. I would be angry all the time. And no, not just like regular typical teenage behavior. It was just really bad. I was always angry, like little things would set me off. And again, I was just to myself the whole time. At that time, I was also sharing a room with my sister. So I remember one night I was kind of drifting off to sleep, and then every time my eyes kept going to close, I would feel like this tap, and I'll wake up, and I was so frustrated. At first I thought it was my sister, and I was just like, what? Like, why won't you let me sleep? And she was knocked out, she was snoring. Okay, I just thought maybe it was like kind of drifting off to sleep and dreaming already. So again, tried to close my eyes, and then all of a sudden, boom, like this really like tap on my feet, and I heard, "Are you up?" And in like this whisper tone, like I heard it directly. And when I looked, again, my sister's sleeping. I'm looking around the room like, what the hell? I turn on like my phone light. I had my phone near me, and nobody was there. And then for the life of me, that entire night, every single time I went to drift off to sleep, I kept getting like awoken. Something would wake me up, tap me, and I started freaking out a bit, because at this point I didn't know if it was in my mind or what was happening. Next morning I told my sister about it. I was like, hey, did you like tap me at all? Do you remember waking up and needing something from me? Like, what was it? And she's like, no, like, she's like, I didn't wake up at all. I didn't try to wake you. So I kind of kept that to myself for a while. And then one day I was just like, hey, like, I've been getting these crazy dreams. And I swear, I could have sworn that you tapped me at night, like, to wake me up. And then that started happening every so often now. And at this point, I kind of realized like something was happening. Still, it got worse. So it got to a point on days where I wasn't being like waken up by something. My dreams, I started dreaming fighting something off, and I started waking up with scratches and bruises, like unexplainable, down my hands, my legs, bruises like all up my arm, my thighs, and it made no sense. Like, it for real looked like I was fighting something. And again, the tenseness in the overall of that space in that house was bad. Everybody was feeling it. There's tension all the time. And it was so weird because the minute you stepped out of that house, like the minute you walked out, you felt better, like 100% lighter, like something was just lifted off of you and you could breathe. Or like the best way to explain it, it's like it felt like when you walked in there, like you felt the tension. It felt thick and dark and heavy. It just feels heavy. That's the best way to explain it. And then as soon as you would walk out of there, it was like finally like you could move around freely and clear and breathe, and it felt so much better. Now it got to the point again where things kept getting worse. At this point, we all start feeling uneasy. There would just be certain points, especially upstairs, like by our bedrooms, where it always felt like something was around or like watching, and you don't know what to make of it. In my brother's room, my little brother had like an electric guitar, and it's braced up against the wall. So there'll be times, and they've heard it too, where it would like strum, and you would hear like a chord or something literally like strung the guitar, and there's no explanation for it. It didn't fall. It's standing upright, and you're like, okay, like I am aware that something is around. Uneasiness grew. It got to a point where nobody really had peace of mind or could sleep. Like I said, the anger was through the roof with everybody. Things still kept disappearing. Noises everywhere. Then it got to the point where seeing things, it was just things out of the corner of your eye, shadows. Sometimes there were a couple instances where I was walking down the stairs and I could have sworn like I was looking at my sibling or something downstairs, and I take a quick look, nobody's there, and I know they're upstairs. It also got to the point of voices. It started to like, whatever it was, for the life of me, it started to mimic our voices. So there'd be times I was in there alone, I was home alone, and I would hear my sister call me, or I'd hear my mom call me, and I know they're not home, but it sounded exactly like them. There's sometimes like I swear like I was losing my mind, and I had to go to like my brothers and be like, hey, like this is what's happening to me. Is any of this happening to you? And they were like, yeah. There were times when my brothers would be like, they're home, and they could swear like I'm calling them or my mom's calling them, and we're not home. And it started to creep all of us out because we didn't know what to do. Things got bad in the Florida house, but we were able to kind of resolve it. And maybe I will talk about that in another video. But up here, like, we didn't know what it was. At this point, my mom and dad contacted a church because after all the things we went through in Florida, we didn't take anything lightly anymore. We've all experienced some really crazy stuff. And you guys comment down below if you want to hear some of the really like creepy things. Obviously I've told you some of it, but there's a lot. So yeah, we didn't take anything lightly. We all knew at this point over the span, like something is up, nothing is right here. So finally, my mom contacted a church not far away, and a pastor came. And for the life of me, I tried finding her again. Her name is Pastor Sarah. And we didn't tell her anything that was happening. We just told her like, hey, can you bless the house? She was like the nicest lady I've ever met. And she just had this energy to her. Like she was just strong and full of light is the best way I could kind of describe it. She just had this like commanding voice to her, and just when she was around, you just felt better, if that makes sense. So she walked around the house, and everywhere where activity's been happening, she pointed it out. And none of us ever told her anything. So she mentioned what she was feeling in the rooms, and especially upstairs, and a lot of things we were going through. And she looked at each one of us and kind of pinpointed like some really personal things when it came to us. And she looked at me and she knew like I've always had experiences, or this was part of like my norm. But she told me like, hey, like I could fight it, or I could take control, and that made me feel better. So she walked around and she felt the negativity there. And she also felt, and like I said, you believe things if you want or not. But again, these are just our experiences, my experiences. She believed upstairs especially, and that's where a lot of the activity happened. She said there's this kind of portal and these negative energies. And she kind of, to a T, was describing what was happening to everybody. And she blessed the house, and she wished us well, and she told us, we're stronger than whatever all of this is. And then a few days later, or maybe a week later, she gave us each like a personalized Bible with our names in it, and she wrote in it in each one of ours. After that, the house felt amazing. All that heaviness was gone. It felt so much better. Everybody's energies and moods just kind of leveled off. Granted, like, I'm not gonna lie, small things would still happen. So little noises, things going missing, but not to the extreme that it was before. I no longer was waking up with like scratches, or the nightmares kind of stopped. It was every once in a while. I was finally able to get some sleep. I started kind of feeling like I was normal, and that was an awesome feeling. Then again, I don't think I am that normal, but hey. Anyways, so it was a really good feeling. And there was a point, so that was within the first couple of years that we moved into that house. And like I said, I was there for about 10 years. Now, coming down to it, and when we were ready to leave that house, things really started picking up again. Same thing with everybody's moods and anger. Everything started happening all over again, kind of deal. And it was kind of scary and frustrating because everybody kind of knew what it meant or what comes next. So for the life of us, and I mean, we've looked for her before, the same pastor. We were just like, hey, let's try to find her. We looked in the Bibles. I don't even know her last name. None of us do. We don't have a number. We have nowhere to find her. She was supposed to be at a local church. Like, we've tried calling up the churches asking for her, and there's like, don't know who you're talking about. We described her, what she was like. Again, there's just like, we don't have anybody like that here. I just got chills. And to this day, we're just like, how strange is that, This stranger who, like I said, was just this force. And I still have that Bible if you want to see it. Maybe I'll show you guys in another video or something. We all do. She also gave us holy water. But yeah, we all have ours, every single one of us. And we've tried finding her just in general too, because even when we moved to where I am now, I wanted somebody to kind of bless the house a little bit. Have not found her. Kind of gave up looking for her, because when I tell you we tried everything, and I guess it kind of just made the story even more like crazy, I guess, no explanation for any of it. So, that being said, I feel like I've been talking for a while, just sharing a little bit more of my stories with you. I maybe might kind of hone in on some of the experiences and go to like one incident or something like that, and really especially when it comes to the creepier one instead of like a generalized story. But it's hard, like I said, there's been so much activity or things that's happened around me and my family that it's hard to kind of pinpoint down on one. But I do hope you guys enjoy this. Comment down below if you do. I also reach out on Instagram like, hey, if there's anything you want to know or if you have any questions, please reach out to me. I will gladly talk about these things because I know what it's like to feel like you're crazy and like this can't be happening kind of deal. And I wish more people would talk about it. Again, I usually ask on my Instagram before doing a paranormal video. I ask questions or ask people to ask me questions, and I usually don't really get a response. But sometimes after watching, there'll be people who reach out to me and message me on Instagram, and I really love that. So please keep doing that. Right now it's Friday. It is, well, when you guys see this, it will be Friday, and we will be 8 days away from Halloween. And like I said, I hope you guys enjoy this. It's just really fun and feels fitting. Tell me what you think about my decorations, about my look. This might be kind of one of my favorite ones so far because it's simple but kind of creepy in its own right. I have been having a blast with just doing these makeup looks, sharing my stories with you guys. It's something I never thought I'd be doing, but I really enjoy it, and I hope you guys do too. So with that being said, I hope you're staying well. I feel like I said that already. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. I am gunning for 1,000. Got some work to do. If you want to see more videos like this, or like I was talking about, more specific kind of incidences, it could get kind of creepy, so I need to know what you guys kind of level of tolerance is. Also, sorry if I creeped anybody out. Till next time, guys.